Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. I want to thank you guys very much for subscribing, for liking my videos, for sharing my videos. I truly appreciate you guys. Thank you guys very much. Also, a big shout out to those of you who private message me. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome, and I just want to let you guys know I truly appreciate it. For those of you who are interested in private consultations, definitely email me at the link below. Um, and message me, and I will definitely get back to you guys as soon as possible. So let's get into this. For those of you who are celebrating St. Patty's, congratulations, or happy St. Patty's Day, I should say. For those of you who celebrated, for those of you who just like to drink and like to turn up, do you? Now let's get right into this reading, and this is going to be for Geminis for the month of March 2017. Let's see. Geminis for the month of March 2017. What are the messages for Geminis? Okay, here we go. Let's dive right into the reading. Okay, Gemini. So I see like you guys oh, haven't had it that easy lately for some reason. Okay. Now you guys are starting off the month feeling very loved, feeling very appreciative, appreciated, um, thankful, basically. Whether this is with a loved one or whether it's just feeling motivated or feeling like very close and very linked to your family or relatives or your loved ones. Um, that this is the basically the heart of the matter, and the heart of the matter is the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups talks about union, um, and feeling the love reciprocated when it comes to loved ones or when it comes to, again, like I said, doesn't necessarily have to represent a partner. It can very well represent either your family or those surrounding you, just feeling their support of one another and finally becoming balanced. Um, Again, for those of you who are in a relationship, it can very well represent your partner, feeling like you guys are understanding each other. You guys are very thankful for one another and just giving and being each other's support. Now, the card that's symbolizing your challenge for the month of March is the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands is definitely, you've been through a lot, you've suffered quite a bit, you've become I wouldn't say immune to it, but you learn from those battles, whether it's emotional battles or whether it's on the professional sector, whether it, speaks about the material sense. It can even be a representation of having it all and having lost it all, or some type of loss. Um, and again, it's coming up as a challenge. So the challenge here is not to be ungrateful or not to feel like, oh, why me, poor little me, but it's more like use the Nine of Wands as an encouragement. Like you've been through this, you can get through life. You'll be able to gain experience, and not only experience, but learn your lessons so you don't make the continuously same mistake over and over, Geminis. Now, the card that's symbolizing what you're not aware of on a subconscious level, you have the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is moving on to calmer waters, moving on through difficulties and hardships, moving on from that and being able to finally see it in the physical realm, to finally see like either money or stability is flowing freely now, and it's actually starting to manifest in your real world, in your third dimensional life. Again, be appreciative of this. Understand that everything happens for a reason. Now, the card that's symbolizing your past and passing is the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups talks a lot about basically in this suit, not in this suit, sorry, in this tarot, the Five of Wands, the Five of Cups, sorry, speaks to me about um, when people show you uh, their beautiful face versus seeing really who they are, what they truly are. And this is in the past and passing. It can very well represent yourself. Perhaps you feel like you've put on a front, or like you've tried to carry this type of what's the word I'm looking for? Like you have this type of reputation, and you can't allow people to see your vulnerability or to see that you're struggling or to see that it's been difficult for you. or it's more than anything, it's the feeling of suppressing uh, those feelings, those true feelings. And at the end of the day, you cannot do that. You cannot go in life thinking that, I have this reputation, I can't open up, I can't speak about my feelings, because what you're doing with suppressing is it's going to boil down. I mean, it's going to boil. And when it finally hits the top, it's going to blow out the lid. And you can either go on this crazy rant, or you can self destruct when it comes to emotions. So that would be falling into drugs, or that would fall into becoming almost an alcoholic. So, again, like I said, do not suppress your feelings. Now, again, repeating myself, in the present, you have the Two of Cups, and the Two of Cups speaks to me about feeling loved, feeling supported, feeling understood, opening up to another person, or a relative or a loved one. And with the opening up, understanding and knowing that they're also going or striving through the same difficulties that you are, and having a better perspective, understanding that you're not the only one in this world that has it hard. And that's the beauty of it. And also finding that balance, again, like I said. Now, the card that's or the energy that's crowning you is the Devil card, and this is a major arcana. The Devil card talks about obsession, to some type of obsession behavior, whether it's jealousy, whether it's possessiveness, or whether, and this can very well represent the person that you're with as well. It doesn't necessarily have to be you. It is a general reading. So again, it can represent the person that you're with perhaps has jealousy issues, some type of when you, like, you're kind of like this ball and chain. You want to be tied to them, and you want to, like, know their every move. This is not a way of living, people. This is not the way you do it. When it comes to love, if you don't love someone freely, then don't love them at all. Because what you're doing, again, going back to the suppressing, you're suppressing their nature. You're criticizing them or assuming the worst without giving them the benefit of the doubt. And ultimately, what that leads to is that leads to resentment. So understand that, know that, and be aware of that. Again, going back to the Five of Cups, with the Five of Cups and the Devil card as well, it can very well represent you need to check yourself, boy. You need to check yourself, girl. For you Geminis, do not become self-dependent of alcohol or pills. Um, Whether it's, for depression, whether it's whatever. First of all, I'm totally against medication. But on all seriousness, do not become self-dependent on those type of things. They can only self-destruct you. Try the best you can to meditate. Try the best you can to find your own spiritual path, and balance, so you don't need that outreach, so you don't need to linger onto that. And again, going back to the jealousy and possessiveness, understand and know you can never tame the beast. And what I mean by that is, ultimately, either you accept the person for who they are and what they are, and try to disregard or try to leave behind the idiotic thought that you can change someone, because ultimately you cannot change someone. That person must and want to change themselves before you're capable of actually nurturing them and giving them that type of support that would only facilitate that change for them. So again, understand that and be mindful about that. Now, the card that's symbolizing your near future is the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is talking about reminiscing and looking at the hard labor, looking at the difficulties you've been through, and appreciating or seeing things in a different light. Again, like I said, Geminis, it looks like you guys have been for quite a while going through some difficulties. But again, the best is yet to come for you guys. Understand, be mindful about that, and know that. Now, the card that's your advice card is the King of Swords. So this is definitely a representation of you, an air sign. It can also represent someone else, which would be a fellow Gemini, uh, a Aquarius, or a Libra. And this is your advice card. So the advice card, the King of Swords, is definitely a person that thinks clearly, someone that does not make a move without analyzing and truly understanding the situation and the nature before they actually proceed into making a decision or making an action. So for the month of March, be very tactful when it comes to decision making. Be very tactful when it comes to taking action. Do not pass judgment on people without knowing their true character, without you experiencing what other people may come to tell you about that person. Do not judge very quickly, is basically the message for the month of March. Now, the card that's symbolizing those around you, you have the Emperor card. And the Emperor card is all about family. To me, that's a family card because it's symbolizing definitely a person that is a structured family, the man of the house or the woman of the house. But more than anything, with the Emperor card as the general energy, everyone's basically working or looking towards the same type of goal. So if you guys are in a partnership, in a relationship, in a monogamous type of relationship, where you and your family and your kids even are starting to look up to you guys and follow your paths. Make sure to be goal oriented to them. Make sure to encourage them to want to succeed or to think about what they want to do and to follow through. It's very very crucial and very important at this present time in your life, not just for you but for your loved ones as well. Now the card that's symbolizing your hopes and dreams, uh sorry, your hopes and fears, is the moon card. And the moon card in hopes and fears, it's a mirror of one another. And with the moon, it's talking about listen to your intuition, definitely for the month of March. Gemini's, there is messages all around you. You're being guided. You're being pushed to the right direction. You're just not listening. So pay attention. Listen. Pay attention to your dreams as well. You will be receiving a lot of messages for the month of March that have to do on a subconscious level. Again, talking about dreams, talking about symbols. It's talking about even the light of the moon. You're being guided. Understand that, know that, acknowledge that, and listen to your intuition. And finally, the card that is symbolizing uh, the final outcome card for the month of March, you have the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups is family union, it's balance and harmony, abundance. So, again, if you guys have been struggling, if you guys have been going through difficulties when it comes to relatives, when it comes to family, or when it comes to money wise, that it's even affected your family, or your loved ones or the people around you in that household, definitely for the month of March, going all the way to April, you're going to start seeing movement. You're going to start seeing abundance. You're going to start seeing laughter again. You're going to start even becoming very social, where you start to gather or welcome people into your home for parties or anything that has to do with family and family values and continuing that type of energy. Again, if there's been some type of struggle when it comes to emotional, whether it's your relationship or whether it's the people around you, that you're both going through difficulties. With the Ten of Cups, there's definitely stabilization of the emotions coming through. So, again, for those of you who have been struggling to open up or to accept the emotional turmoil that you've been going through, with the Ten of Cups, it's definitely going into the middle of March, almost to the last week of March. There's definitely going to be a breakthrough where maybe more than two or more than three people in that family or in that type of family dynamic speaks up in reference to an issue, whether it's a jealousy type of issue, whether it's an alcohol issue, whether it's a drug addiction type of issue, whatever it may be, where you guys can finally see and understand each other very clearly and pull forth and pull forward, knowing and acknowledging that. Okay. So I want to wish you guys the very best. This is a very beautiful reading for Geminis. I hope you guys see messages that are being directed to you guys. Comment below. Let me know how it turns out. Thank you guys again very, very much, and we will speak soon.